the button. I keep forgetting to press buttons. Yeah, we're live. So yay. And so yeah, how are you doing today? How's your day looking?
Fine. Went to town this morning. That was interesting.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah. No, actually, town was pretty dead, if I'm honest. It's not. No one. Loads of shops are shut down, which is sad. You're not on the main bit as you go towards Lime Street, and there's usually all those shops towards. No, not many of them there anymore. It's sad.
Wow. God. Different world.
No.
So we are live on Facebook, and so say hello to the world, Hannah.
Hello, world, Hannah.
Yeah, we'll talk after the set about all these amazing improv things that you are doing. But I'm just going to get a random word generator. Pumpkin come
Nice.
up on the thing. So pumpkin is our suggestion, and I'll just put the timer on. And yeah, pumpkin. I think this one's the biggest I got yet.
Oh my God, it's massive.
Yeah.
Where did you find it?
Well, I grew it on my allotment, didn't it?
Oh my God, you are amazing.
I think we should share our secrets, because I know you've got some amazingly huge cabbages, and I've got a bit of cabbage jealousy.
I certainly have. Also, off the record, trying to make massive avocados.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know avocados could grow in England. That's amazing.
I know, I stole them from another place and brought them here and hoping for the best, really.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Well, I grew this pumpkin for you, so you can take it.
Oh, thanks. It's massive.
Isn't it?
Huge. I'm going to put it there.
I was wondering, I don't know how you feel about this, but because you're so good at cabbages and I'm pretty good at pumpkins, I was wondering, like, if should we maybe join together and like enter for the local Somerset regional competition?
Oh my God, are you talking like about the VegOff competition?
VegOff. Yeah, I was wondering if you'd like to be on my team. Well, our team, the VegOff, Somerset VegOff. How about that?
Let me think about it. Oh, I'd be all right doing that, I would.
Yeah. Oh, that was amazing. Because I think together, me and you, I mean, I know we sort of like, we're neighbouring allotments. And I just think, what if we could like join our allotments together and grow what we grow together, and we could probably take over not just Somerset, but the whole of the southwest of England. We could probably get all those trophies.
My mind is sincerely blown just by the idea of it. I could buy a new tractor.
What, really? You mean they give money away for a prize? I didn't know that. I thought they just, for prizes, I just thought they gave you some compost.
No, I'd go and steal it from old McDonald's.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Well, he stole my sheep. All is fair in love and war.
No, I didn't know old Farmer McDonald was into sheep stealing.
Oh, yeah. If you don't lock him up at night, you come and take your little fluffy one. Always the fluffy one.
Well, look, just because old Farmer McDonald steals sheeps and stuff, it doesn't mean to say we have to steal tractors and that. I just think we should play fair. I mean, me and you, we are good enough to just go out there with your cabbages and soon to grow avocados and my pumpkins, and we could just I'm pretty sure there's nobody else that's using our recipe. I know that me and you share our secret compost.
Doreen,
Yeah.
slight issue.
Yeah.
Your pumpkin's deflated. Flat like the world.
Oh my God, let me have a look. Okay, I got a confession to make. This was just an inflated pumpkin because I really wanted to be with you. Like I wanted to team up with you, and I just wanted to impress you with my pumpkins. I mean, my pumpkins are pretty good, but I just wanted to show you. I just wanted to impress you, I think, because you're pretty much one of the best allotmentists around here. And I was kind of, I just wanted to get a bit closer to you. And so I was just trying to impress you. But I really am a good allotmentist. I mean, I came 5th last year in Somerset VegOff.
I don't know how I feel about this, if I'm honest with you. I'm going to need some time to think it over.
All right, well, while you think it over, let me give you another incentive.
I'm thinking.
All right, well, while you're thinking, here's another incentive. It's a nice cup of flasked tea. Cheers.
It's not going to inflate as well, is it?
No, it's definitely real. Have you thought about it yet?
I've got 7 different things running through my mind.
All right.
Yours is one of them.
Right. Tell me what you think then, because I'll do anything to it. I honestly, Sarah, I will do anything to be an allotmentist with you at the Somerset VegOff, because I really admire your capacity to grow.
I do grow well. All right.
Go on.
I've made my decision, I have.
Right.
Although I'm still perplexed over the other things I'm thinking about as well now.
All right. Well, I'm happy to listen to that and all, but yeah. What do you think about allotmentisting together?
I think it would be a great idea. However, I am very, very protective over my aubergines. So maybe we say yes and go for it. However, we keep our allotments apart for now.
For now.
For now.
So what you're saying is, I don't touch your aubergines, and we keep our allotments separate, but we can compete together on the same team for the VegOff.
Aye, that be true. I don't want no one touching my melons, you see.
Oh, you grow melons as well. You're quite good at these fruit and veg that aren't native to England. I'm really impressed.
I know, it's on the black market. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I've also got a dragon called Peter, but that's a different story.
We've got to do things fair and square, all right? So if we're going to enter this VegOff together, we just got to be all above board, all right? We grow our veg, we'll use our secret compost, which me and you know about.
We do.
And we'll just do everything fair and square. I'd be happy with that.
I'd be happy as well.
What are these other things you're thinking about? You said you had 7 things on your mind.
I did. So, number 1, why do squirrels hide their nuts? Number 2, why are aliens never actually seen in person? Number 3, can I afford to buy a combine harvester that drives itself? Number 4, I don't know how to count clearly. Number 5, why do I only have 5 fingers instead of 6 on one hand? And number 6, do I trust a deflated cucumber? Because your pumpkin was also deflated, and I had the same problem with Marjorie just down the road.
Wow, Sarah, you've got a lot of things on your mind, haven't you?
Yeah.
A lot of things on your mind. Okay. Well, if I can help with any of them, I mean, I don't know the answer to all of them, but I do know, I do know why squirrels hide their nuts.
Oh.
because they go into hibernation, innit? They hide away in the winter, bit like my dahlias. They go away in the winter. They hide away in the winter, and so they like to know where their food is, and so then they hide their nuts so that they can go get them in the winter. That's actually like quite an accurate description of my husband Ted. To be honest.
He hibernates in the winter.
He doesn't get off the sofa. He doesn't get off the sofa.
Is he alive, love?
Oh, he's alive. He just in winter he just sits there on the sofa, and then he's got biscuits. He's got biscuits stuck in the back of the sofa. That's what he does all winter. As soon as the sun comes out, he's all right.
Are they Jammy Dodgers by any chance?
They are Jammy Dodgers.
They might be. My Steve is the same.
Is that right?
Yeah, Jammy Dodger this, Jammy Dodger that. Takes him to the bath with him as well.
You know what, Sarah? I'm wondering if, like, maybe we could, socialise a bit more. I mean, you're Steve and my Ted. I think they would get on, and we get on quite well. So why don't we just go down the Dog and Duck this Saturday? Yeah, and maybe like we can get to know each other a bit better.
I think as possible partners for this VegOff competition, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
Yeah, I like it as well. Any chance you can bring a actual real pumpkin with you?
Oh, I can do that. And listen, would you be able to bring your aubergines? And I promise I won't touch them, but I just want to look at them because I know that they're beautiful and I know that they're best in Somerset. So I was just wondering, maybe I'll bring my pumpkin and you bring your aubergines to the Dog and Duck this Sunday.
I tell you what, I do you one better. I will give you one of my aubergines as a present, as a start off, as a renewal of a friendship to be in a competition that will make us both very happy, I feel.
You've just made me very happy indeed. Very happy indeed.
As long as you don't touch my melons.
No.
I'm very protective of my melons, I am.
I would never touch your melons, but I would like to look at your aubergines.
We can do that.
Right. Great. Oh, I gotta go because I could just see a squirrel.
What?
He's trying to destroy my crop.
Oh, dirty bastard.
See? Oh my gosh, so fun.
Great.
Fun. Do you know anything about allotmenting in real life?
Absolutely not. Hence the amount of veg that I clearly didn't know were not from this country.
Oh, it's so fun.
I buy it in Tesco, it's from this country.
Get it in the supermarket.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know anything about it. My dad used to have an allotment, and he'd always bring home en masse, like whatever crop he was growing, So yeah. For ages it was like just garlic, everything. Because he had
like one of those what do you want, what condiments do you want? Tomato sauce. Want tomato sauce on everything. Tomato sauce butties, tomato sauce on cereal, don't care. I went through a real weird stage with mayonnaise when I was younger. It was like mayo on everything. Don't know why.
That's so fun. Yeah, I'm the same. I go through stages of binge it. And actually, now that you've said jammy Dodgers, I'm like, oh yeah, I could just have a nice cup of tea with a jammy Dodger.
I really like Biscoff. Got a thing for Biscoff, but the spread, not the actual biscuit. Oh. I like the biscuit, not dissing the biscuit, because the biscuit was the Biscoff biscuit original. That's how I got into Biscoff. But now there's a spread, so I feel like I've upped my game a bit. Yeah. And then I realised you can put it on bread and butter, and I mean, I'm hungry.
Heaven. You're in Biscoff heaven.
I bought Biscoff bakery.
How did you? Tell me about how you started getting into improv specifically, because like over the recent probably few months, you've really gotten into it, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, improv was something that I always did, like when I was getting into acting, it was always something that was there. But when I was younger, I'd probably the same as many people, there wasn't any opportunities to go into improv like there is now with companies and one thing or another. So improv was just something that I did through, like, I went to a performing arts school outside of secondary school, and that was where I started improv properly and really got into it, but it was completely accidental. I was asked to join an improv show called Improv Daisy King, which was a bit weird. And I was just basically thrown into the deep end with some short form games. And I had to do an interpretive dance in a spaghetti western style to Enya. So that was interesting. And then I had to be the letter K, wishing that I was a higher letter, wishing I was like the letter A.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just mental. But I remember my teacher saying to me, like, you should definitely try and get into it.
Yeah.
So I've always tried to, like, through college and when I was in the Everyman Youth Theatre, try and do as much as possible and freelance. But it's only really, if I'm completely honest, I feel since lockdown, improv has become more accessible.
Yeah.
Probably more than any other form of performance.
Yeah, I agree.
It just works. So I think for me, it's opened so many doors that I think if lockdown hadn't have happened, wouldn't have occurred, really.
Yeah, I totally agree. If I think about other art forms, it is hard to have them on Zoom. I mean, acting with, I mean, it's doable, but it's not the same. Whereas, and I'm thinking about music, singing, all of that. People are doing it on Zoom, but I think there's something about improv and on Zoom that just lends itself.
Yeah.
The form of improv lends itself to doing it this way, as much as it, of course, it does in real life. But I think improv's been able to transfer over, like you say, probably more easily than some other art forms.
Yeah. So I remember this is another thing, when I was really, really young, I was addicted to Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I just, the very old ones where they were all really, really young. And I used to watch it religiously. Then it stopped. So I got the DVD and I rewatched them all over again. But that was another reason why I really liked improv, because I thought up until that point, I thought acting was just scripted stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you come into it, isn't it? And then it's as you get older and you do more that you go, oh, actually, I can make crap up and it works. It's great.
Yeah, and there's so much skill involved in inventing that, creating on the fly. There's like, you know what I mean? It's not like we're just making it up without underpinning it with skills. And I think you're right. I think there's a weird divide between acting and improv. Whereas to me, they're the same. They're not the same. They feed into each other. You can't really lift a character off a page without doing some form of imaginative, creative improvisation around it. Yeah. How do you invent a backstory for a character? Well, you might do like an uninterrupted sort of monologue written, but you're writing with a pen on paper, but you're improvising.
Yeah.
That backstory and capturing it on paper. So like just simple things like that. I think you can't really understand your character as an actor unless you use improv to delve deeper, because the script is just the script and there's so much to a script, but what's off the page to me makes a character come alive.
Yeah, it's when you don't get the full history of a character, or you don't have the opportunity to delve into the possibility of a character's life before you meet them on page.
Yeah.
So I remember
before that scene, what happens after the play, like the only way to discover what happens before that moment
how did that character get to being where she is, and that relationship. And it's like starting on a cliffhanger every time you do a play, really, because you're starting the cliffhanger of your character's life. You're carrying it on, and only you know what has happened in the past, unless you've obviously been in a team and in a cast and they've gone, we're going to settle it as this. But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you're just improvising you know, with research as well, a life that, you know, your characters possibly had to get to where it is.
Yeah. And
Which I think is really incredible.
Improvised, you know, it's created imaginatively in your mind. Yeah. And sometimes it's acted out in an improv, but it's there. That imagination has got to be there to lift a character. And I think there's a really odd divide about improv and acting. Like, acting with script is proper, you know, and acting without a script, i.e. improv, is not as seen as legitimate. But for me, they
go hand in hand, really.
Massively go hand in hand.
I think in my honest opinion, I think if anyone says anything along those lines, then they kind of need to maybe think again, look at yourself in the mirror, think again, you know, because it really does, like, you know, you can't have one without the other, in a way. Even if you do call it improv, don't call it improv if it makes you upset, but it lends itself.
Yeah. And also, I mean, just on a practical level, like if actors are going to go to auditions or they're in rehearsal or whatever it is, it's likely they will be asked to improvise.
Yeah.
It's likely that a director, particularly in auditions, and also rehearsals, it's likely at some point a director will say, okay, let's just take this off the page for a moment and let's explore such and such an idea or whatever. And so, you know, I think that scares quite a few actors. It's like, improv scares them, whereas I just think, well, do improv then, like go explore that avenue so that you can get skilled up, so that when a director does ask you to take it off the page, you'll know how to make an effective scene, how, you know, and you won't be so scared.
Yeah, I mean, there's the forms of improv as well, you know, short form, quick, snappy, off the cuff, hot seating style. That's, you know, if you're not used to it, that can be quite scary to have to rely on your own weirdness to create something and then go with it. And then you have long form, you know, where you can create that story and you have that time to think. And, you know, I think long form's probably used more in the acting depth than short form, definitely.
I mean, historically, that's how it has arisen as well, is like devising. Actors have always like devised pieces through improv and then they've written it, you know.
Yeah,
it's always existed, and it's always existed hand in hand, but I think there's just a mental block. There's like a division, you know, between how people perceive acting to be and how people perceive improv. But I love both. I just love both, and both matter.
Yeah. You get the opportunity to do both, you're pretty much chilling like a villain.
What's some of the biggest things that you've learned over, say, like you've been improvising intensively through lockdown, so are there any things like in the past 5 months that have really unlocked something for you, or changed the way you improvise, or helped you develop your improv?
I think mainly it's all just come through the time that I've had to do it. So in terms of unlocking things, just trusting myself is something, you know, just having I don't really know what the right way of saying it is. Just kind of going, Hannah, that'll work. Yeah, okay, thanks. Great. Do you want to go with it? Yeah, I might just actually go with that. You should go with it. Why are you talking to yourself? Who knows? We're just going to do it anyway. That's the kind of, you know, that kind of format of just saying, if it's in your brain, it's probably going to be great. And even without that, because that's what I used to do. I used to overthink it.
Right.
And I don't think, which is dangerous, but at the same time works really well, I feel. So like, you know, and me, myself, I feel, for many reasons, I think very, very differently to other people in the world, because of my very mild Asperger's, which I'm happy to say. So, you know, I used to kind of cover that up and be very quiet about it. And then everything that I would think would be processed 100 different times. But through improvisation, I've gone, you know what, the way you think actually works. I don't think the short form games that I've played would work if I hadn't have just said, you know what, just let it go. Just be like Elsa and just let it go. You know, I don't think it would have worked as well.
That's such a good, powerful thing that you've just said. Like that whole the whole concept of like leap and the net will appear, you know, leap into that unknown, and the net appears largely because you're in it together with somebody else. So it's like trusting yourself and trusting the person that you're with to make whatever comes out of your mouth work. And I think that's quite a fundamental learning, isn't it, at the early stages of going, oh, I just have to leap and trust myself and trust them. Instead of getting all in your head about, is that the right choice? Is that the right decision? Which I don't think ever fully goes away. That kind of like, ooh, is that? But then it's easier to access the, yes, this is fine voice. It's easier to access that voice much more quickly the more improv you do. But I think that's a great learning. Like, it's a great little unlock thing that's unlocked, which is really nice.
I definitely think through improv, I am 10 times, I am the person that I've always wanted to be when I'm doing improv, because I feel that I'm 10 times more confident. I feel normal, which is nice. You know, and well, as normal as I can be. But you know, it's I think what it's done is it's given all my little weird quirks a place to live, and throw mad house parties and just go absolutely berserk.
Yeah.
I think without improv, I probably would have been stuck in that weird cycle of just going, this is how you do this and that's how you do that. And yeah, you do that in improv anyway, but you can just, you know, everything goes. And I think that's just something, there's no boundaries or limitations, and you can yes and everything. You don't have to, you can say no, you know, but let's not, because it wrecks everything.
Yeah, and I think there's some important parameters around that as well. It's like, you know, say yes, but let's not be an asshole. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. It's like, you know, we're not gonna go after cheap laughs, punch down, as they say. We're always punching up. But yesing that is the concept, and I think it's important for characters to be able to say no as well. And actually, I mean, I think it's okay to quit a scene as well if it's not appropriate, if it's offensive or inappropriate. I think it's, or whatever. I think it's fine to just, you know, as Jay Suko says, he says, you can always say, I'm just gonna get a hammer, and then that's it. You're off. You know, you've always got permission to leave if it's offensive or inappropriate. And your character can disagree with the other character. And that's
I've also read tons as well.
You've read tons,
so many. I think my favorite book so far is Will Hines, How to Beat the Greatest. I love that. I finished it when I was on holiday, and I took a photo of myself balancing on a rock, so I lost one of my 9 lives doing that. But you know, that book is great. Like, I highly recommend it, because it's just, it flows. Do you know what I mean? There's no stop and start, and it's just, and it's from his perspective as well. I know many books are, but it's wonderful. It's a lovely
great read,
transitional style of reading a book. You know.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my faves. So tell us about which teams you're performing with at the moment.
So I'm Baby Boss Bird, still new. But I'm with Extreme Improv, who are a company based in London, but they're all online. And they currently have the Extreme Improv World Championships Festival going on. So there is so many things happening. There's different workshops that you can watch and take part in. There's different shows. I did the World Championships itself, and I won my quarterfinal and semi-final heats. I got through to be in the finals, which was amazing to be a finalist. And last night I won a game. So I'm currently the reigning podcast champion, which is a very good game to play. It's
amazing,
absolutely mental. So yes, there's a few things. And on Monday with them again, I'm doing an actual podcast about mental health and improv. So that'll be interesting, and I think really important as well. I don't think it, I know it.
Yeah. Brilliant. Oh yeah, well, it's great having you as part of Boss Birds, and we've got our Women of Improv Worldwide Jam this weekend as well, so that'll be really cool. That's for any women improvisers across the world who want to jam.
Any women out there? Any women? Sounds like I'm calling women. Women, where are you? Women improvisers, where are you?
And it's been booked out this Saturday, but there's another one the fourth Saturday in September. So, but yeah, it's great to have you, and it's been lovely to play and chat as well. So we're going to go off live now, and then we'll say ta separately, but say goodbye to the world.
Goodbye to the world.
Cha 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 cha.